Have you ever found yourself like racing through your day, checking off an endless list of tasks, but then at the end of it all, you feel strangely unfulfilled?
Yeah.
Like you've been running on autopilot. You were there physically, but kind of disconnected from the actual living part.
Yeah.
It's a really common feeling these days.
It really is. So many people feel that way.
Well, today we're doing a deep dive into something that might just help reclaim those moments, inject some real peace, maybe some clarity back into the everyday. The topic is live a more mindful life. Simple practices for daily well-being and presence.
Sounds good.
And our mission really is to unpack how these, seemingly small intentional shifts, how they can lead to genuinely transformative results in your day-to-day life.
And we've looked at some fascinating stuff, drawing insights from, health science, psychology, even timeless spiritual wisdom.
Right.
What really struck me looking through it all is that mindfulness isn't about escaping life. It's not trying to block out the world.
Okay.
It's actually the opposite. It's about leaning in, engaging more fully, more deeply with each moment as it happens, being truly here.
That sounds incredible. So let's start right there. What exactly is mindfulness? Because I think for a lot of people, the picture is, someone sitting cross-legged for hours, meditating silently. Is that it?
That's definitely part of it, a powerful tool for sure, but it's not the whole story. Not at all.
Okay.
At its heart, mindfulness is really about cultivating this full awareness, paying attention to the present moment, your thoughts, feelings, what your body's doing. But this is key, without judgment.
Without judgment, right.
Think of it like shifting gears in your brain. From the fast brain, that's the autopilot system, running maybe 95% of our behavior on habits and automatic reaction.
95%, that's huge.
It is. So you shift from that to the slow brain. That's your executive control. That's where you make intentional choices, use willpower. The real power, and the challenge, I guess, is consciously engaging that slow brain, taking the reins back,
Okay, taking back the reins. And why should we bother? I mean, what's the real payoff for pulling ourselves out of that autopilot mode?
The benefits are pretty striking, actually. They're well documented. Research shows that even a consistent, brief daily practice, like just 10 minutes.
10 minutes, that's it.
Yeah, just 10 minutes a day has been linked to a nearly 20% reduction in depression symptoms, over 12% decrease in anxiety, and almost a 7% boost in overall well-being.
Wow. Okay, those are serious numbers.
They are. And beyond mental health, it sharpens your focus. It can improve physical health, things like potentially lowering blood pressure, boosting your immune system. And it just generally helps cultivate a more positive, resilient outlook. So bigger picture, it's about shifting your whole experience from life just happening to you actively, intentionally living it. Conscious presence.
That makes so much sense. So if we're talking intentional living, where does that start?
In the morning, right?
Yeah.
Because let's face it, for most of us, mornings are just a blur. Snooze button, coffee, emails. Exactly, that frantic scramble. So imagine instead starting with what you could call a mindful wake-up. Before the phone buzzes, before the inbox calls. Just take a moment.
Yeah.
Sit comfortably. Take 3 long, slow, deep breaths. Really feel your body settle. Then consciously set an intention for the day. Not a to-do list, but how you want to be. Could be simple, like today I'll be patient, or I'll be kind to myself and others.
Oh.
What you're doing is aligning your conscious thinking, that wise, slow brain, with your deeper values, your motivations.
That's really interesting. It's like you're pre-programming your day, setting a kind of internal blueprint for how you want to show up instead of just reacting.
Precisely. And it's not just a nice idea. It actually strengthens the connection, the neural pathways between your lower brain's impulses and your higher brain's wisdom.
Right.
And the cool part is you can revisit that intention all day. A quick pause, one mindful breath, that can be enough to bring you back. It can shift how you communicate, how you feel, your whole mood, really.
Yeah.
And you can weave this into other morning things too, like mindful hydration, actually tasting your water, noticing the coolness, or gentle stretches, feeling each muscle wake up with purpose, not just rushing through it.
I love that. It's not about adding huge new tasks, but infusing mindfulness into what you're already doing. So what about other routines? Eating, exercise. Can mindfulness change those too, or are they just things to get done?
Oh, absolutely. They can be transformed. Take mindful eating. Think about how often we eat while, scrolling on our phones or wolfing something down on the go, barely tasting it.
Guilty, yeah.
So this practice invites you to pause first, breathe, Check in with your body. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how hungry are you? Is it real physical hunger or maybe boredom or stress?
Ah, distinguishing that. Okay.
Yeah. Then savor each bite. Notice the colors on your plate, the smells, the textures in your mouth, the flavors. It helps you rebuild a healthier relationship with food, make choices based on nourishment, not just habit or emotion. It's pretty empowering.
So it's the how, not just the what. And I guess that applies, well, everywhere.
Exactly. Even your mindful workout. Doesn't matter if it's dancing, lifting weights, gardening. Start with a purpose. Warm up, but really connect your breath to your movement. Feel them flow together.
Oh.
Then as you get into the rhythm, really feel your body.
Right.
Notice the muscles working, your breath, your strength. It changes exercise from just, burning calories or hitting a target.
Right.
Into something that centers your mind, deepens that connection with your body.
That totally reframes it. Okay, and what about something notoriously stressful for many? The commute. Driving in traffic. Can mindfulness actually help there?
You really can.
Yeah.
Seriously. Even mindful driving in gridlock can become, believe it or not, a chance to build that mindfulness muscle.
Okay, I'm skeptical but listening.
Well, when you feel that irritation rising, the honking, the waiting, just take a deep breath. Create a pause. Between the trigger and your usual reaction, ask yourself, what do I need right now? Maybe it's ease, patience, safety. Then offer yourself some self-compassion. May I be at ease? May I feel safe?
Okay. Talking to yourself.
Yeah. And then this is the kicker, extend it outwards. Recognize the other drivers are probably feeling stressed too. They want the same things. So silently, may you be at ease. May you feel safe. May you be happy. It sounds simple, maybe a bit strange at first, but it can genuinely reduce that feeling of road rage, that stress. It turns a frustrating moment into, well, an opportunity for calm. And builds resilience.
That's actually, that's quite powerful, reframing it like that. It really highlights how much we run on those autopilot shortcuts, those deep grooves in the brain. How do we effectively, break those patterns, choose differently?
Right, and that brings us to the mindful pause and this idea of behavior design, because that fast brain loves shortcuts, right? We need to intentionally create little speed bumps, reminders to engage the slow brain.
Speed bumps, I like that. Like what?
Could be super simple. Put your yoga mat right in the middle of the floor so you literally trip over it, reminder to practice. Or create if this, then that triggers. Like if I touch my office doorknob, then I take 3 deep breaths before going in.
Linking it to an existing habit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And every single time you do that, every intentional shift into mindfulness, no matter how tiny, you're stimulating neuroplasticity. You're literally rewiring your brain. Strengthening new pathways, making it easier over time to choose that conscious response instead of the automatic one.
Rewiring the brain. Okay. And where does self-compassion fit into all this, especially when, we mess up or feel like we're not being mindful enough?
Oh, that's such a crucial piece. Yeah. Self-compassion is really the foundation, the bedrock that makes mindfulness sustainable.
Okay.
If you think of mindfulness as, say, loving awareness of the moment, then self-compassion is the loving awareness of the experiencer, you, and all your perfectly imperfect humanity.
Loving awareness of the experiencer. I like that.
Yeah. It involves 3 things, really. Self-kindness, recognizing our common humanity, like realizing struggle and imperfection are just part of being human. Everyone feels this way sometimes.
Right. Not just me.
Exactly. And mindful awareness of your own suffering, just noticing it without judgment, which brings up a really interesting question. Why is it often so much easier to be kind and understanding to a friend who's struggling than it is to ourselves?
Yeah, that's true.
And the core idea with self-compassion is that we practice it because we feel bad, not necessarily as a magic trick to instantly feel better.
Okay.
Think about a parent comforting a sick child. They're not doing it to magically cure the illness, right? They're doing it simply because the child is hurting.
Right. Offering comfort.
Exactly. Now, sometimes when you start offering kindness to old wounds or difficult feelings, something called backdraft can happen.
Backdraft? Like a fire.
Kinda. Imagine opening a door to a room where a fire has been smoldering. The sudden rush of oxygen kindness, in this analogy, can temporarily make the flames flare up before they die down.
Whoa. So introducing kindness can actually make difficult feelings feel stronger for a bit.
It can, sometimes, and that can be unsettling. But recognizing it, like, okay, this is backdraft, this is part of the process, that's key. And the research here is really positive. Self-compassion is strongly linked to less depression, less anxiety, and actually increases happiness and motivation. It feeds itself.
That's fascinating. Okay, so we're building this inner presence, this self-kindness. What does that mean for how we interact with others and how we sort of wrap up our day?
Great questions. For interactions, it leads naturally into mindful communication,
Okay.
which basically means really listening when someone else is talking, not just waiting for your turn or planning your reply in your head.
Being fully present with them.
Yeah, noticing their tone, their body language, what's maybe not being said. And then when you speak, doing it thoughtfully. Considering the impact of your words, it just deepens connection, reduces misunderstandings, helps navigate conflict much more smoothly.
That alone sounds worth it.
It really is.
Yeah.
And then for winding down, mindful reflection or maybe journaling can be incredibly helpful. Just spending a few minutes thinking back over your day.
How so?
Acknowledging what went well, what was challenging, what you learned maybe, and ending with gratitude, just listing, say 3 things you're genuinely thankful for, however small they seem.
Yeah.
That simple practice can significantly boost happiness, lower stress, and honestly, it can really improve your sleep quality.
Wow. Even just those small things like taking a mindful bath, really feeling the water, or reading an actual book instead of scrolling before bed. Tiny shifts.
Exactly. Tiny shifts add up.
Okay, this all sounds amazing, genuinely beneficial, but life happens, right? We get busy, distracted, restless. We feel like there's no time. So what about those roadblocks? How do we keep this going when things get tough?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's totally normal to hit those bumps. Restlessness, mind wandering like crazy, impatience, that feeling of no time. It happens to everyone.
Yeah.
The absolute key is start small. Seriously, even 5 minutes consistently is way better than trying for an hour once a week and then giving up.
5 minutes. Okay, manageable.
Totally. And when your mind wanders, because it will, that's what lines do.
Yeah.
Just gently notice it.
Yeah.
No judgment, no, oh, I'm terrible at this. Just thinking and gently guide your attention back to your breath or whatever your focus is.
Gently guide it back.
Yeah. And use that self-compassion we talked about when you feel frustrated. Remind yourself it's a practice, a journey, not a test you can fail.
Okay.
To stay motivated. Set clear, realistic intentions. Maybe find a community online, in person, whatever works. That support can be huge. And maybe to track your progress. Even just noting, felt a bit calmer after those 5 minutes. That reinforces the value.
That positive feedback loop.
Exactly. And remember, dealing with difficult emotions that might come up is part of the process. Acknowledge them with kindness. And, if things feel really overwhelming, seeking professional support is always a good option. Every little mindful moment strengthens that muscle.
What a journey we've been on today. Seriously, from tweaking the morning routine to reframing the commute to changing how we connect with ourselves and others, it's covered a lot.
It really has. And I think the core takeaway, weaving through all of it, is this. Living more mindfully isn't about, grand gestures or needing hours of silence or complex rituals.
Right.
It's truly about weaving these simple intentional practices into the fabric of your ordinary daily life. Recognizing that every moment, eating, walking, talking, even sitting in traffic, holds potential. Potential for presence, for well-being. Small shifts done consistently.
Yeah.
They really do lead to big benefits over time.
So imagine for a moment, not just getting through your days, but truly experiencing them. Every breath, every bite, every conversation. If you were to start today, what one tiny mindful practice could you choose right now to begin unlocking that richer, more intentional experience of life?